What's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is ANO Rotary. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is a show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. It is episode 462. It's November 20th, 2024. We're hanging out in the Adafruit Discord server. If you want to join us throughout the show, if you want to invite URL to the Discord, the Adafruit Discord is discord.gg/Adafruit. And we'll give a couple moments for folks to come in. We're streaming on almost all the networks: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. I couldn't get LinkedIn working this morning. It just aired out, so I was like, okay.
They haven't added Blue Sky yet, huh?
I guess not. Yeah, maybe Blue Sky will be added. Seems to be the new one. All right. We have a couple folks that are joining us live in the Discord chat room. We have Squid.jpg and Duester and Vince. Hello, welcome to the show. I have to bail in a little bit. We have inspections here in our apartment every 6 months. We got to do it. So I might just kind of bail, but I'll be back because it doesn't take more than like 5 minutes. But having said that, let me run through the intro so Pedro can get started with this week's project. Starting off with adafruit.com/free. These are the deals that are going on. If you spend $99 or more with Adafruit, you're going to get a free PCB coaster with the golden Adafruit logo. If your order is $149 or more, you'll get the PCB coaster plus an Adafruit KB2040. That's a lovely dev board featuring the RP2040 chip. If your order is $199 or more, you'll get free UPS ground shipping for continental US only, plus the KB2040 and the PCB coaster. And at the top tier at $299 or more, you'll get all that plus the Circuit Playground Express. For viewers of the show, we have a special coupon code. It'll get you 10% off your order. Use coupon code ANOPOD to get 10% off your order. You just type that in the checkout, and it'll apply to all the things, including Raspberry Pi and accessories. Very good deal. On top of that, I want to talk about holiday deadlines. Go to Adafruit blog, and you'll see that the Adafruit holiday shipping deadline for 2024 is up. We do this every year because we want folks to know all the different types of shipping have different deadlines. If you want to get your orders in before certain dates, this is really handy. So be sure to check out the blog, the Adafruit blog, and click on the holiday shopping deadline link. It's in the top banner. Here you can see the domestic orders. They're all broken down by the different types. So you have USPS Ground Advantage, you have UPS Ground, 3-day, 2-day, and next day. Those are the latest that you will get your packages, and for international orders as well. So check those out if you want to get stuff before the holiday break. Hi, Winnie. My cat can sense that stuff is going around because there's like doors that are knocking and lots of footsteps.
Did you see that link for the catnip that I sent?
Oh, yeah, the little
the little balls
yeah,
attached to the wall. So they're
don't tell them they're going to hear you. That's going to spoil their holiday gifts. So those are the holiday deals. Thank you for the links, Pedro. We posted them all the different places, and yeah, those are the deets. I think that's the intro. We got the coupon code. Don't forget, 10% off Anopod. This week's project was a little bit how you say pretty
Apple-y. Apple likes to make things complicated when you want
it's
to
a little weird,
do things that are within their edge case.
Yeah.
So we still are working on the ANO pod, or the tiny pod, and I tried to set this up under my son's account, and it gave me all sorts of problems because he has all these restrictions. You can get apps. You have like screen time, so he doesn't mess with his watch while he's at school. So I had all these limitations that weren't allowing it to work. And then even before that, I forgot that I had given my old watch to my mom, so I didn't have the one that was linked with my account. I had my wife's one, which of course she always forgets her password for iCloud, so it was completely locked when I tried to do an update because it wouldn't update with the accessibility with the keyboard that makes all this work.
Yeah.
So we had to figure out her password. We had to unlock it. I had to update it. I had to unlock it again, and then I went with the not setting up with my account because I didn't know if it was going to mess with the cell phone account number thing. So I had to erase it and then put it under mine and make sure that it didn't delete my data plan with it.
Oh boy!
And then once you're in there, the fun of that's not the correct BLE board. I was trying to use the Feather that had the 4 megabyte, 2 megabyte PSR RAM. I had to use the one with the 8 megabyte, no PSR RAM.
Yeah, so there's just not enough storage on those 4 megabytes for the core Bluetooth libraries for CircuitPython.
Yeah, so the 8 megabyte Feather, and then I only had 3 of those boards. One of them had a header on it, so I couldn't use that in the case. I didn't want to snap all the headers off.
Yeah.
The other one was completely dead. I couldn't reflash it for whatever reason. And the only other one that was, thankfully, only one of them worked. I had ordered parts, but that was over the weekend. It didn't get here till last night. So, of course, all the software, boards, iCloud.
Issue stacked on top of issues, stacked on top of issues. I had my own issues for whatever reason. My printer didn't have the right tolerances, so I ended up designing a different kind of mechanism for my watch because I just couldn't get mine to stick. I have yours printed out, but like maybe it's the filament, maybe it's my printer. They're both Creality printers, but they're different printers. I have the S1P Pro. Pedro has the Smart Pro. The 10S,
which is weird because I tested this on 4 different printers. The Ultimakers, the Smart Pro, the Creality Pro one.
Maybe we have different. Like it stays in there, but when sometimes it just pops out when I try to
mine doesn't have that problem.
So I recommend.
I lost a day because I thought it was that issue. I spent a day designing this case for the top of the screen,
which is good.
Mine doesn't fall off.
Yeah,
so I definitely something wrong with the tolerances.
Or the filament. Every filament has different type. This is Hatchbox Galaxy Black, if that means anything. But yeah. So you got this nice
redesigning the lid case for that.
Nice.
But I have that now, so it's all nicely enclosed. Don't need it, but you can just to sort of match the theme of what we're using now. The perfect use case for it is as a remote for the little HomePod Mini. Since there is no display on this, this works really good as for music. You can actually see your artwork. You can go through and pick what song you're listening to. You can go through here and go through all your album and all that, and you can, of course, go through what other speakers that might be on your network. So that's super cool. So I think that's the best use case for that.
I mean, this is it's a Bluetooth controller. It's just basically the Feather ESP32-S3 with the 8 megabytes of RAM, and then the ANO Rotary Encoder with the stemma QT, so that it just connects right into the Feather. It's got a battery and a slide switch. Pretty simple circuit. In the code, it acts as I think modifier keys like up, down, left, right, enter key, but you can change those up in the CircuitPython code. Shout out to Liz Clark for putting together the code for us. You kind of have to do a little bit of weirdness with the way the Apple Watch pairs with a Bluetooth keyboard / mouse. You have to use this accessibility feature called VoiceOver. And there's just some kind of things with it that you have to kind of play with to figure it out. But it is very customizable. Normally there's a voiceover with like Siri voice that speaks exactly what element you're selected on. So it does this overlay thing. So as you can see on Pedro's screen, as he's scrolling, every element on the user interface is being highlighted with this binding box. And the binding box is for accessibility so that you can see, you know, what you're about to select. So it's meant to work with, you know, specialized like Bluetooth keyboard
like
or mice. But in our case, we're using this really cool scroll wheel that works like a Bluetooth keyboard. So, yeah, there it is. What kind of battery do you got in the back there?
It is a 500 milliamp hour battery,
500?
so
Okay.
it should give it enough juice for it, like
Yeah,
a day
for sure.
or so.
You got the slide switch in there.
Yep. The
And,
watch,
yeah.
unfortunately, only lasts like about a day, so you definitely have to charge that up near the end of the day or have that plugged in. We were saying last week that's pretty much the main reason why we update the watches. Battery life isn't all day. Even the newer ones, it can last like a day and a half, I think, is what I tested out on the newer watches.
Yep.
What else? The home app. So you have a bunch of home accessories that work with like Matter. We'll be doing more projects with that, and I think that's the other cool thing that makes this worthwhile, because we were so close to just giving up in terms of the
because it
setup
gets
was such
kind
a
of hard to
nightmare.
use. It's a little kludgy with the voiceover accessibility feature turned on, but you can access everything. So here I have home. It definitely feels more ergonomic having this in your hand with the scroll wheel, as opposed to like, you know, just having it like this. And even on your wrist, it can be kind of kludgy to kind of keep digging and diving into menus.
Oh yeah.
So it's actually kind of good. It's actually ergonomic.
Exactly,
so here's the home kit that we have set up. We have a home pod. We have the nano leaf lights, and then we have different scenes set up. So if you have different scenes for your various devices, you can quickly navigate through them. So it's a pretty good use of that. You know, we have a temperature, a Eve humidity sensor, and it's all set up with like it's a Snap app. So that's how we were able to kind of bridge the home devices to those Eve devices. So yeah, it's pretty good. And then you can use the back button. Yeah, so that's kind of a quick demo. Yeah, so my Apple Watch is a Series 5. It's what, 6 years old or so. I recently got a Series 10, which is a big update. So kind of navigating, you can really feel like it's maybe not really feel, but when you have like voiceover enabled, it can kind of get slow at times. But I think it's a pretty cool demo, especially since this thing was just going to sit on my you know, in a drawer. It's nice that I can like bring this out, and it's still synced to my iPhone, so I can get text messages and all that stuff. It's pretty useful, and I like the concept of having this like kind of iPod like scroll wheel. Pretty cool. All right, I can hear folks in the next door. We're about to get our inspection, so I'm probably going to hide in a few moments. So Pedro, if you want to take it away, maybe talk about the design. Or
yeah, so we got two different designs. We have the fully enclosed one here, and then the one that Noah has made up there, a little bit more modular. So you should be able to attach different sized ones. At first, we were going to use, or I was going to give this to Gavin, and he has like the smaller watch, the 34 millimeter one, I think, or 38 millimeter one. So we'll definitely print out that one for him, since this one would require a full print out again, since these two pieces are attached. Exactly. Yeah. So
but you
this
have
one is designed.
Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah. So this one is designed specifically for the Series 5 44 millimeter.
44,
right?
yes.
Is that what it's? Yeah, 44 millimeter one. And yours, I think, would be better for different sized ones. So, and then you have the layout a little bit different as well. The battery and everything is all in one case. Get in there, show that off.
Yeah, I'm using a 420 battery with the short cable, and then my Feather is actually this horizontal orientation. So that means that it has to be a little bit wider. So it is wider, but if you have a big hand, it's actually okay. So the USB port is on this side, and then I ended up putting the slide switch right over here. So a little bit different there. And then the battery just kind of fits under there. Luckily, there's enough clearance between the battery and the pins, so nothing's getting poked or prodded. But yeah, you just use some screws to attach the ANO breakout to the built-in standoffs, and then the Feather gets 2 standoffs with 2 screws. So pretty good. And then I wanted to make the little watch holder like grab onto the watch. So it just kind of slides in like that, kind of like how you would put in like a watch band. And then I put some clearance here so I can get the chargers here, so this can actually fit through it like that. It's still like a little slidey. Maybe I can make it tighter, but again, I'm just kind of prototyping here. But yeah, now it's charging, and you can kind of do it like that if you want, I guess, or just take it out. So yeah, those are the different things. Oh, and then my snaps are actually internal because I have a little bit more width here to play with. I can kind of have the snaps be internalized. But with that, now it's a little bit harder to kind of open it, you know? So I kind of like yours because you can kind of open it just by doing that. So it's almost like a little welcoming latch, which is nice. And then it kind of locks in there. So those are the 2 different variations of it. Both pretty good. We'll probably share both of them so that folks can, you know, pick their own or design their own. But yeah, I like how they're different but kind of the same. Yeah. Oh yeah, your battery. Can I hear you, Pedro? Here you go. Now I can hear you.
Oh, yeah,
you're muted. I know, right? I got to bring you in.
There's no global way to have the microphone enabled.
Not in this layout. Not in this layout. You have to kind of full screen it.
Yeah. So we got. Go ahead. So for this one, you can fit up a 500 milliamp hour up to a 1200 milliamp hour one too. If you really need it for, I don't know, a party or something. Yeah. You can do that, and it's completely isolated, so you won't have any fear of poking any of the components. And I think, yeah, the only downside, if you needed to have it stand up somehow while it's charging, yours would work better for that since the USB is down at the bottom. Let's see what else. You have the little cutout for charging on the back, and then the not required, but like you were saying, the screen. It's nice to have it all in one.
Yeah, I like.
Hopefully your tolerances work out. If they don't, this should keep it in place. This one just snaps in and off like that. If you need to take that back out for whatever reason, and then you still have access to the crown, since that is how you have to navigate. When even with that accessory, that is how you scroll up and down.
Yeah, you kind of have to have access to.
I mean, it depends on where you are, so it still works for things like the music app here. You can still scroll up
but how do you do like an app switcher, right? Like you need to use the crown.
The crown thing.
Yep. Yeah, so it was an interesting, journey to like figure out how do I work with the accessibility features in watchOS to get this to work, because this actually can sync to anything. So an iPhone, an Android, and it'll just work like a normal keyboard, and you can set up however you want. The different commands. You have so many commands. You have left, you have right, up, down, left, right, and then enter. So you have a lot of control with just this little screen. So as a Bluetooth controller, I think it's really cool. You could chop this part off here and then just control your computer, your TV, your Apple TV, maybe. I think, even this could be like a custom Apple controller. Of course, you can add more buttons and stuff down here if you want. But just as a baseline code base for folks to use the Feather ESP32-S3 as a Bluetooth controller with this breakout, it's really nice. I really like just being able to plug it in with Stemma QT. Oh, that's cool. You got the
is my microphone on?
It is.
Okay. Yeah. The Duester said in the chat, it's like, you guys have a dock. Oh yeah, duh. How did I forget that they're standing right here too? It's like, oh that's
funny. Yeah, mine would be docked a little differently though. It'd be docked sideways.
I was shooting the video with the guide. Unfortunately, I haven't even started on it. I just filmed all of the hero shots that eventually get used in the assembly and the guide. So all that is filmed. Forget what shots I need to do next. I think just assembly, like putting everything into the case. But the way I shot it, like the CircuitPython shots, I had to use like a different little stand for it. Why didn't I use the dock? Dang it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, well.
That's funny.
I'm not reshooting all that.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
It's a little bit of a pain to get the REPL to show all of the scroll wheel, like the echo from it. So yeah, if you made the dock, that's how you can charge it that way.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So
no guide to look at yet. That
Right.
is being worked on. We're actually debating if we were even going to do the show so we could finish working on that. But
right, and I haven't. I can
keep
hearing the doors knocking on the neighbors.
I don't know. I would hope they would come in by now.
I know.
Pretty much out
pretty
of
much done. Yeah.
my spiel for this.
I guess we can roll right into the Timelapse Tuesday if you want to talk about that.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of
actually no. I'll roll into Timelapse Tuesday when they come up.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so then I'll go next with
next week we'll do this. We will release all the files and all that next week.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's move on over to the POV display with a motor. So last week I said let's add another set of LED strips. So we did. So now we have 4 LED strips that will rotate like this. I need to get a new motor. So I'll talk about the motor in a sec, but let's do a quick demo here. So we got an external power source, 12 volts here. We'll turn that on. And then I have 5 volts here for the feather. And then this is going to just start on and you'll see some fun persistence of vision effects. Hopefully. There we go. So now we're getting a much more stable image because we have more LEDs. This is the max speed right now at 12 volts with this motor. We got a nice image of a skull. You might know this from the I forget what video game, but it's a nice one. So it seems to be pretty balanced. It's nice and bright, and it's nice and fast. Let me go ahead and turn it off. So there you go, 4 LED strips. I'm able to power them with just the feather and the motor FeatherWing. I'll go ahead and turn this off. We'll turn this off. So that's mainly the update. This motor is the cheap yellow TT motor. It's only rated for 6 volts. So I'm powering it with 12 volts. So maybe if I run it for a day or so, it might eventually kill the motor. So I went ahead and started looking at different motors. So let's take a look at this motor. The same type of TT kind of body. I have this on order right now for $8.40. This is a motor that has all metal gear, and it has a connector with a built-in encoder and Hall effect sensor. So that's a plus. So that'll be really useful. Wow. And then it has a rating of a max speed of 1,000 or actually 16,000 RPMs. So that should be the right speed to get, because the faster you go with the LEDs, the better your image will look like. And it's rated for 6 volts as well. So I got this on order. We'll see how it is. Let me know if folks have played with this motor yet. I've never heard of this motor. I purchased it from the Robot Shop website. It seems to have the exact same body and mounting holes as the yellow TT motor. So hopefully it's just a drop-in replacement, because there are so many types of motor I could use here, but I've really kind of settled on this style of motor because that's just what I have. And that's going to do it. So I'll be back.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into this week's Timelapse Tuesday. This week's Timelapse Tuesday is this. Oh, wrong button. Super cool ornament. Still hanging on to the very last visuals of Halloween. So we're mixing some of that into Christmas with this Frosty Bones skeleton snowman ornament. And it is just a very nicely detailed little ornament that has little bones in a melting snowman. And tested that out in the tree Of course, we got to set up the tree for all the upcoming Christmas projects. So that is all nicely set up. It was a nice little addition to add on to the additional ornaments. Over the years, you can check out the playlist on all the ones we've done for the past 11 years. This one is using some really cool filament that we got over at last week's Maker Faire. Oop, let me get the camera over here. Move that. Update this over here. So yeah, nice little detailed Frosty boned ornament. And I was saying before, the filament is a glow in the dark, so it's like a rainbow glow in the dark. I've tried getting the filament that has the rainbow glow in the dark before, and it, like, in terms of the quality, it wasn't as good. This one's really well. In terms of the glow in the dark, you can't really see it here, obviously, but in the dark, should have got some shots of that. You can definitely see the orange and the red rainbow waited for the red color to come up on the filament just to get some of that sort of blood look on the snowman. But really cool detail. Let me look up the link for this on Thingiverse. So it is a free file. Let's see if we can get the window up for that. Go. Move that and do one of these. Yep, so designed by DippyEggs. This is a free download and a nice little addition to any of your 3D printed ornaments. Tree's filling up with all of the printed ornaments from over the years. Definitely a really cool one to get. And really, the only thing that I want to con is that it's not a dual extrusion. It would have been cool to have some of those details in there for that. You can, of course, paint that. You usually use acrylic paint to get some of those details in there. And let's see, DippyEggs says, Frosty Bones, perfect solution to get your family off their back and get decorating for Christmas early. Perfect for the fall and winter season. You can, of course, scale that up. I would definitely recommend scaling up just a little bit just to get the what is it called? The little ring. I did have a little bit of deformation on that just because of the thinness of it. So I would scale it up just to have that thickened up a little bit. But other than that, regular settings, I think I used like 6% infill since you don't need it to be that heavy. And yeah, it is a really good little ornament there. No supports needed for that. Or actually, no, there were supports needed for the little drippy parts. So definitely recommend that. Where is my cursor? And there we go. But yeah, nice little detail in terms of the rib cage bones on there and his little teeth. I like the way that his little facial expression is sort of like what happens to a snowman when he melts. Puddle.
Morbid snowman.
Yeah.
All right. I'm back. We got a new filter and we're all set to go. So
yay.
Yeah. All right. So you talked about the ornament?
Yep, all done.
Okay, cool.
Nice little glow in the dark. I should have grabbed the name of the filament that we used.
Oh, is it really glow in the dark?
Yeah, it's the glow in the dark rainbow.
Oh,
the orange, red. I think it goes green after that. You can't tell in the light here, but it has a nice glow. And I did post a snap of this on my socials. You can check out, but it is really bright. Like it was illuminating things in the whole little area. It has a nice little halo glow and illumination of things going around.
Cool. Yeah. If you can find a link to the filament. It's not Amazon, is it? Is it the filament that you bought at the Maker Faire?
They might be on Amazon, but yeah, we bought it from Maker Faire. It was only like $20. I think they're local. The address for their company, it said it was in North Carolina. So I'm guessing that would ship pretty quick. Cool. And of course, I'm not going to be able to find it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And then you talked about the thing on the page.
It is from EPAX 3D, the filament.
Okay. EPAX 3D.
Link somewhere.
Did you play the Timelapse Tuesday video already?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you're there.
You want me to bring that in?
They had a very nice display at their booth at Maker Faire. They had all these colors up, and
ooh, they got everything: rainbow, silk, glow in the
yeah,
dark.
The rainbow PLA. Here's the one we got.
2 pounds.
Yeah, I got the very last spool. It was like already opened, and I was like, that's fine.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, it was actually cheaper at the show. It was only $20.
That's nice,
probably because they wanted to get, or probably because it was open box, and you know how it is when you bring product to a show, you want to get rid of it to not haul it back home.
Right. Okay.
They have
that's a good deal.
Very nice. Yeah, they have a very nice assortment of colors, like the basic colors, and of course all of the like specialty ones, like the what is it called? The dual colored one.
Oh, I like the marble. Been meaning to get some marble stuff.
Yeah.
Only thing I got to ding it is on the throw some shade to the plastic.
Yes, that is the only bad thing.
Everything I get now is like cardboard spool, which I'm a big fan of cardboard. Yeah.
Yep, I'll get some more. A cool little one here.
Excellent. All right.
This one looks bicolors is what they call these.
And try.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, those are super cool.
I gotta find this model because both the kids like, oh, I want the ice dragon. I think one of the models that they had out there.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Drop a link to the chats so that they can check out the filaments if they are inclined.
Yep, all spools should be cardboard by now.
Yeah.
I know it's weird when we get the plastic ones now.
Yeah, I get stuff from Polymaker. Their Pro PLA stuff and their Terra Poly is all cardboard. And then the Airy one, the glitter stuff, they have cardboard as well.
Yep, all cardboard.
Yeah. And oh boy, Protopasta. They've always been cardboard. Like they were doing cardboard before it was cool.
Years, huh?
Yeah, they've been doing it a while. So good stuff. All right, community makes. We ready for that?
Yes.
Cool. All right. We're going to start off with our first make here of the week. Oh, we got some comments. Love 3D printing. From Dean Jones. I love 3D printing decorations. Made a set of Christmas lights in the shape of polyhedral dice for my Dungeons & Dragons tree. If you were, that is a cool idea. Dungeons & Dragons tree. That's a good one. I like that. Very good. All right. Right. First up, we got a make of the heat press, the heat set insert press. This was posted by Menace. Menace. It said just need to figure out the weights to balance it. They got a nice tall extrusion. I got all the pieces printed. They just need to figure out the weights to counterbalance the soldering iron. And a nice wooden base. So it looks really good. Cool. A lot of people are still printing this, so it's real nice to see. And there's lots of remixes as well if folks want to take a look, because there's so many different types of soldering irons, and everyone has their own clamp mechanism. I also like this idler for like a standard skate ball bearing. I should have did that, but some people have like custom holders so they can hold their different sizes of heat set. So M3, M4, those things for the CNC kitchen hot ends. All sorts of different ones, different bases. It's nice to see folks remixing and adding their own components to it. All right, after that, we have a make of the Pi Badge 3D printed case that snap fits together. This is posted up by your very worst nightmare 13 on printables. It says the front walls are way too thin. They're thin because we wanted it to for a reason,
yeah.
So you can see through it essentially.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I made it. But you can remix it if you like. There's a step file out there if you want it. Here's a better image of how thin can be beneficial, so you can see the beautiful artwork of the PCB. Yeah. Yeah. That's our excuse, and we're sticking to it. Seems to work, though.
Yeah. It was the only way.
Yeah, we just wanted to make it nice and visible.
Yeah, I tried having it thick and then doing like a negative on the Y, so it like goes into the bed, but then it would compromise the little loops that they snap into. You make those even thinner too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. All right. Fair. And then the last one to round off the week, another heat set insert. This is posted by Chris623 on printables. Thanks. We'll test soon. So they still have to finish the assembly, but it looks like the does that look 3D printed to you? The extrusion?
It looks like it's.
I think it might be 3D printed. I have not seen somebody 3D print extrusion. I mean, you could do that.
At first, I thought it was anodized.
Oh yeah, anodized aluminum could be, but I can see some little bits of wisps. But maybe that's some scratches. I don't know. I have some questions. Cool color scheme. I like it. Yeah. Very cool. All right, and that's this week's Community Makes. I think that's gonna do it for this segment.
So you did have one question, which I'm guessing it was during the iCloud chat on the watch setup.
Oh, really? Yeah. Could be a password for anything. YouTube, Adafruit account.
I'm guessing the iCloud because, of course.
Yeah.
Right. Remember her iCloud password to get in to erase the watch.
So how did you? Yeah.
She remembered.
Just remembered.
I was like, oh my God, write it down. This isn't going to be the last iCloud type project because of Matter and Home app to hook up all those project stuff.
Yep. Okay, I think we got everything covered. Bit of a short show because we're still in the midst of documenting. I have parts on order. I do have a shop talk. I just remembered now, so let me pull up my
real quick for this question. That was finding help for the LED matrix panel, the forms.
Yeah, Adafruit forms. We have a whole dedicated team. You want to put a link there while I pull up the
yes,
the GitHub repo. All right, github.com/Adafruit. Search for Adafruit_CAD parts, and you'll find the GitHub repo. I'll drop a link here in all the chats. I added some new parts to the repo. Let me add them in Discord as well. If you are in the market for some 3D models of Adafruit parts, this week we have 2 new parts that were added. Starting off with the Feather RP2350. We now have the 3D model of that posted up. It has the Stemma QT connectors and the all new HSTX 22-pin port. So that is now in there. It's got the button, it's got the JST connectors, the USB port, all the components that you need to make a nice 3D printed project with that Feather. The second 3D model we have is the HSTX to DVI adapter. So that has an HDMI connector and the 22-pin connector on the other end. Got 4 mounting holes for excellent mounting. And it comes in 3 different formats. You got the original Fusion 360 file that includes all the parts, and a step file that will have all the components, and it's supported in all of the major CAD packages like Onshape, SolidWorks, Blender, you name it. The step file is going to work in there, and also an STL file too. Which is, do they still have this STL viewer? Let's take a look here. I don't think it's loading. Oh boy, I don't think I can load it here. Let me see if I can do HSTX. And then STL. There you go. Okay, yeah, they still have the STL viewer. Yeah. Did you know GitHub has an STL viewer? It's nice. Are you muted, Pedro?
No,
oh,
I'm
okay.
agreeing.
Okay,
I was
cool.
nodding.
Nice. Yeah, this is nice. It's got all the components on it, and it's an STL, so you can always use that in your mesh modeling software. So that's shop talk. Yeah, parts. I'll get through the backlog of part requests. I think I have a couple here. This solar charger, we actually don't have it in stock yet. But we will soon, and I'll go ahead and make a model of that. I thought I added, let me go back to home commits. I thought I added one of the solar chargers. I guess I didn't add it yet. Yeah, I have a model of the solar charger. I thought I had it on my desk here because I'm making a kind of a we want to stock a 3D printed enclosure in resin. Here it is of this solar charger, PID 4755. Let's go to that. 4755. Here it is. So this is we're making a resin 3D printed case for this guy here. So I just sent that off to JLC PCB because they're our preferred service for stocking 3D printed parts in the Adafruit shop. So I have a case for this coming out. Yeah, it's nice because it has labels and really fine details. It's going to be in that white resin so that the LEDs can shine through. That's what Lamar wanted. But yeah, when these come in stock, I will be sure to make a 3D model of it because folks seem to want it now. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it was for one we already had.
Oh yeah. This I didn't either until I looked. I was like, I need to make a case for this because it's the thing to do. Yeah. Cool. All right. That's what we got going on.
All right. Yeah, look out for the ANO. That'll be out next week. Go finish getting some of these assembly shots. I think that was all for that. Got all the rest. Got to offload and edit. I'll start on that guide as well.
Yeah, I think we'll get a couple hero shots of the home app with all the different sensors and stuff. Just gonna do some pickup of showing a nice demo of it, and then exporting some files out. Yeah. All right. Later tonight we have some show and tells. Don't forget, if you want to pick up anything in the Adafruit shop, 10% off. Coupon code ANOPOD. We'll get you 10% off your order. All right. Later tonight, if anything goes as planned, we have a show and tell starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Stop by the Adafruit Discord server to get an invite link if you want to join the show and tell. I think it'll be hosted tonight by Phil and Lamore, but things might change because things do. And then Ask an Engineer is scheduled for tonight at 8 p.m. shortly after show and tell. Tomorrow is John Park's workshop. You get a full live build with John on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Phobia Guy has been leading up the deep dives on Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific or 5 p.m. Eastern. Lady Ada live streams on Sundays are becoming earlier and earlier. I think last week it was like before noon.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's turned from a evening
midnight.
Night.
Yeah,
sometimes it'd be on midnight. Remember
after
those
hours? Now it's coffee with Lamar.
Coffee with Lamore and Phil and Baby Ada on Sundays. And then Tuesdays is JP's product pick of the week. We can get up to 50% off select items. This week was a Laura feather. Yeah. All right, folks. I think we're going to skip the show and tell because we are in the midst of stuff, but we'll be watching. So we hope to see you as an audience. Yeah, I think everything is good for next week, right? We don't have any holidays next week, or do we?
Oh, crap. Do we?
Actually, no show next week because it'll be Thanksgiving. A lot of folks are actually taking the week off.
I thought that was the week after. Oh my god!
I know time's just really flying. Yeah, year's over, guys.
We were talking about what was it? Someone doesn't start doing their Christmas till like December something. We're like, oh man, that's so late because we started right after Halloween, so it feels like their window. Oh, it was the Bach Tower. No, not Bach Tower. One of the parks here. They're doing like their little Christmas walk thing. We're like, oh, December 12th. Why does that feel like?
Yeah,
like amount of time that you're gonna get to experience that is like so thin now. They should have started in October.
yeah. I've got all my Christmas shopping done. Thankfully,
my eye just started twitching from realizing the year's almost over.
Right, and like next week is vacation for the Thanksgiving. That's next week, the 28th. It's on Thursday next week. So I guess we'll be back the 4th of December. Your birthday is on like
on Sunday, yeah.
Sunday, not this Sunday, but the next one, the 1st. So that's nice.
I'll be having breakfast with the Grinch.
Breakfast with the Grinch. You'll have some hoo-hash and some gizzards.
Some green cookies and
everything. Maybe some matcha flavored everything.
The Beast Feast.
The Beast Feast. That's so fun. Yep, it's Turkey Week. It's right. Vince.
Dang, forgot.
Right.
I thought it was 2 more weeks out. Jeez.
No. It is the 20th, folks. Yeah. So again, if you do want to get your orders in, don't forget the holiday.
Let me post that up again.
Guides. Yeah.
Just added it to the weekly doc. We can keep posting that link. Bam.
Very nice. All right. We're going to be cooking up some turkey and some new projects. So thank you, everybody, so much for joining us on this pre-Thanksgiving show. Gobble, gobble. I should have made it like Turkey Day or something.
Right. The Cyber Turkey.
Cyber Turkey, oh yeah. Yeah, and be on the lookout for Adafruit sales. We're not like calling it Black Friday or anything. We have our own thing going on. And
hack the holidays,
more about it. Maybe later tonight. All right, everyone's saying thank you so much. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching live and after, of course. All the folks that watch it on the after hours. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Everybody stay safe. But until then, remember to
make a
great day. Bye, folks.
See you next week.
Not next week.
I mean, 2 weeks.